Everyone, it is Atia here at Booking It with Atia, and today I'm going to the library for two reasons. The first reason is to return 6 volumes of manga that I've had since summer of 2022. Yes, mind your business. And hopefully they will alleviate these charges that they have filed against me. D doesn't think they will.
Read away the fines.
No. And I'm also going to pick up a bunch of holds that came in. It's mostly picture books for reasons that I'll get into probably in a couple weeks. No, I'm not pregnant.
How'd you get a hold if...
See, that's the thing. I thought they were not going to let me take... I thought they were not going to let me take out any more books. And so I was putting holds through just, you know, for like the fun of it. And then they started coming through. So I was like, they're not too mad. So here we go. Into the library I go. I'll probably also be coming to the library more often. This one, I have 2 that are really near me. I'll probably be coming to the library more often as the months come by and just utilizing it more often. I mean, I utilize it because I am obsessed with Libby and I have 3,000 Libby holds, but I mean using the physical building. I need to like leave my house more. But you know what? Anyways, let's head into the library and hope that they don't ask me for any money.
Facing these chimeras.
Mm-hmm.
This character appeared on the screen, and I'm just pausing and was just laughing because just how absurd this is.
Okay, here we go. We're entering. I feel so much shame, but also not enough shame. Hello. Okay, so I have a question.
All right.
If I've had books for so long that I had a charge and I bring them back.
If they're our books,
Yes.
then it will be taken off.
Okay.
I can't, like, if they're from other people. Here.
Yeah.
Do you have your library card?
Yes, I do.
Check to make sure once I scan them. Okay, so bills are at 0 now. So taken care of.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I will bring them back.
Was read away the fines ever a thing?
What do you mean?
You ever heard like when you had an overdue library?
That's not a thing.
It's not a thing?
No.
It was a thing in Yonkers. I remember
It's not a thing it was never a thing for our library though. Only Yonkers did it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mm. Why is this place so community friendly? What is this? They got a vending machine and soda in here? Look at that.
Because it's a third space.
Is that who?
Third space?
What does that mean?
It's like someplace that's not home and not work. This is very good quality.
Damn, Yonkers is doing it wrong.
The amount of relief I felt when he said that my balance was 0. I've been avoiding this place for a year because of the $73 that I owed. And now we're going to go check out their bookstore because they're having they're selling books. I really thought this bag was going to be enough.
Yeah. Let me just hold the rest, or?
I mean, some should still fit. But yeah, I've been avoiding this place for a year. Using them via Libby, but avoiding them. Okay, okay. Yeah, you can hold that. Thanks. And then, we'll do a full haul. Let me get back. Or even in the car. Oh, whoa. Wow, this is like, that's a throwback. Oh, let's read the first book. And I haven't even been upstairs to like the genre section. This is literally just the new releases. Okay, we're back. I left the library with a lot more books than I anticipated, but it's not my fault. It was all of the serotonin and the dopamine of a book haul, but with none of the guilt, and I have absolutely no regrets. None whatsoever. So we're gonna do a quick haul of what I got at the library, and I will start with what I actually went into that building for. I think it was 13 books that I checked out. And then we'll move into the books that I bought, because they have like a section of, they have like their little library bookstore where you can get books for like $1 or $2. And then we'll go to the books that I just saw as we were leaving, and it was like, that's on my TBR, my like ethereal TBR, so let me just add it to the stack. But yeah, let's do this. So I guess we can go in like some kind of order. I'll start with the 3 volumes of manga. So we have volumes 2 and 3 of Platinum Edge. I read volume 1 a couple days ago, and that was in that stack of manga that I've had for a year and a half, and I finally took it back, and I was like, this is really interesting, and I want to continue with it, and it's not available on Libby, or it is, but I think it's only available via Media Do or whatever that's called. And the whole point of me using Libby for ebooks is to limit my screen time, so manga being on Media, whatever it's called, does not help me, and so I have to go to the physical version. And then the third manga that I got is volume 2 of Blue Period, which I've really been wanting to get. I read volume 1, I don't even remember when, was it in September or October? And it's not available on Libby. Oh, it's not even in the frame. It's not available on Libby, and so I've been waiting to get my hands on volume 2, and so I just placed a hold at my library and was like, duh. Alright, then we'll do the like beginner books that I got. So this is called Words Are Magic by Zalia Avant-Garde, and I don't actually know what this is about, actually. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, just the magic and the power of words. Then we have Ling and Ting, not exactly the same. I'm excited about this one because I believe it's a series, which is really fun, and this is about a pair of twins and all the ways that they are not the same. Then we have Market Day, can you see that, by Miranda Harmon, and this is about a litter of kittens that go to the market with their mom and just experience the magic of Market Day. And all of these, well, I know at least these 2 were recommendations I got from Ashley at Bookish Realm, and I feel like she recommended this one, but I can't remember. Then we have 1 middle grade and 1 YA. So this is the middle grade, and it is Remember Us by Jacqueline Woodson. This is it told in verse? I don't know. Jacqueline Woodson plays with, like, she blurs the lines between prose in verse a lot, which is cool. I've read, I can't remember if I've read 1 or 2 of her novels, but I actually need to make my way through her backlist because she is a brilliant writer. And so this one says, for Sage, it was the year the whole world seemed to be on fire. In her beloved Brooklyn community, houses were burning and the newspaper referred to the neighborhood as the Matchbox. Among her friends, she was trying to figure out her place in the circle of girls she had known forever while realizing she'd rather spend her time shooting hoops with the guys. Thankfully, it was also the year of Freddie, a new kid who truly understood Sage. Together, they deal with the pain of missing what gets left behind when time passes, savor the good parts of the present, and buoy each other as they head toward an uncertain future. And looking back on that year, Sage begins to figure out how to move forward. And then the young adult I got is actually Gone Wolf by Amber McBride. This is actually another recommendation that I got from watching Ashley at Bookish Realm's video, and this says, in the future, a black girl known as Inmate 11 is kept confined to be used as a biological match for the president's son, should he fall ill. She is known as a blue for the color of sadness. She lives in a small room with her dog, who is going wolf. He's pacing and imagining he's free. Inmate 11 wants to go wolf too. She wants to know what is beyond her room. In the present, Imogen lives outside of Charlottesville, Virginia. The pandemic has distanced her from everyone but her mother and her therapist. Imogen has intense phobias and nightmares of confinement. Her 2 older brothers once supported her, but now she's on her own, until she meets a college student who helps her see the difference between being blue and sad, and being black and empowered. In this symphony of a novel, award-winning author Amber McBride lays bare the fears of being young and black in America, while also urging readers to remember that their voices and stories are important, especially when they feel the need to go wolf. Okay, now let's jump into all of the picture books. Starting with this one, which I don't know if this is a picture book. I believe it is. Okay, I guess it's not. Yeah, it's not. Wow. This is fascinating. I did not realize that this book was so big. I guess I should show you what it is. It is called Chinese Menu: The History, Myths, and Legends Behind Your Favorite Foods by Grace Lin. And this is literally what it says. And I truly did not think that this was as big as it is. I'm looking forward, though, to diving into this and, I don't know, just learning about Chinese cuisine. All right, next up, we have one that I'm super excited about, and that is called An American Story by Kwame Alexander, art by Dare Coulter, and this says, how do you tell an American story? A story of struggle, a story of strength, a story of horror, a story of hope, a story of survival that must be told, the story of us. Also, I love this cover. It is simplistic, but also just beautiful at the same time. And I just want to show you some art. Ugh, look at that. Look at that. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Next up, we have There Was a Party for Langston by Jason Reynolds, with art by Jerome Pumphrey and Jarrett Pumphrey. And this is, I believe, the author's reimagining, or they found letters between Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston. Well, this author found some letters between Langston Hughes. Oh, here we go. It all started when I saw a picture of 2 of my favorite word makers, Maya Angelou and Amiri Baraka, dancing. But why were they dancing? Okay, so Langston Hughes apparently had a party, or no, the party was actually in honor of Langston Hughes. This is like a real life party that happened, and the author found these pictures of this party and was inspired to write this picture book about this party that actually happened in real life. And so we have some artwork with Langston. Another one that I'm really looking forward to. Next up, we have A Walk in the Woods. These library books and like the protective covering, which I understand why they have that and I appreciate it, but it's really going to be the death of me with the light. And it is A Walk in the Woods by Nikki Grimes and Jerry Pickney and Brian Pickney. And it says, confused and distraught after the death of his father, a boy opens an envelope his dad left behind and is surprised to find a map of the woods beyond their house, with one spot marked in bright red. The woods had been something they shared together. Why would his father want him to go alone? The treasure trove he finds reveals something more for them to share, and some peace amid the grief. His dad knew what he really needed was a walk in the woods. And so this book deals with grief and celebrating, but also moving on after a loved one has passed. Again, another one that, I mean, I'm looking forward to all of these, hence why I put them on hold. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Next up, we have one that I have had my eye on for at least 6 months. At least 6 months, easily. And I finally just, you know, put on hold at the library, and it is called Areli is a Dreamer, a True Story by Areli Morales, who is a DACA recipient. Illustrations by Luisa Uribe. And I feel like this, well, it's a memoir. I feel like you kind of know what this is about, but I'll say it. Areli was a child of two worlds. She was born in bright and sunny mountains of Mexico and raised in New York City from the age of 6. She found life in the big city noisy, and when she tried to speak English, the words came out wrong. Teased by her classmates and worried about the stresses of immigration, she had to work extra hard to learn a new language and fit in. But with time, America became her home, and she saw it as a land of opportunity, where the millions of immigrants who came before her paved their own paths. She knew she would too. This stunning, accessible, and uplifting story, written by a DACA recipient, is a perfect book to help children understand the challenges and rewards of being an immigrant. Look at that. That is it for books that I put on hold. And then we went over to the library bookshop section and I picked up 3 books, 3 more picture books. And we have 6 Dinner Sid. Y'all, what really sold me on this is the fact that there's a cat on it. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like there's any other reason. This is about a cat that basically is a street cat and goes from house to house every day and in the same neighborhood, but none of the neighbors talk, so none of them know that they're all giving Sid dinner. And so they all think that like Sid is coming to them because Sid is hungry. Meanwhile, Sid is having a 6-course meal every day. Look at little kitty cat, so cute. Then we have The Adventures of Sparrow Boy by Brian Pickney. I don't know what this is about. I'm gonna be honest. I saw a black kid on the cover. I was like, wow, I've never heard about this. And it looks like it has like superhero-esque vibes. And so I bought it. And that is the end of that story. Then we have another one that's been on my TBR and in my cart forever. And I just happened to be browsing through that library bookstore. And when I tell you, I gasped out loud. Yep. The 1619 Project, Born on the Water by Nicole Hannah-Jones and Renee Watson, illustrated by Nicholas Smith. Yes, that 1619 Project that you were thinking about is what this is inspired by. And I'll read the synopsis, but I mean, when I tell you, I am so excited. I'm so excited. Ooh. This artwork, look at that. This basically, you know, tells a story of, don't mind my nails, y'all. Like, it's rough over here, but don't mind them. This is the story of Black Americans and how we got here, you know, but also before we got here, like the full story. And I love that we're having more of our actual history not only put into adult nonfiction books and adult fiction books, but also in young adult and middle grade and children's literature. It's just, it's nice because there were some books like this when I was growing up, but there were not as many. And so it really does warm my heart to see this many. And I really do think that's why I started kind of collecting picture books a few years ago, because I just did not see enough of myself. And I definitely saw more of myself than other Black kids growing up, but not nearly as much as I should. And so it's to no one's fault, right? It's like nobody's, it's not my parents' fault, it's not my school's fault, because I went to a, you know, Black-centric school. We were making do with what we had. So when I see books like this, and when I see books like Sparrow Boy, and when I see books like, you know, There Was a Party for Langston, I want to buy the books or check out the books and read them and celebrate them and promote them, and just be able to kind of pass that on to the next generation so that they don't feel as if they're invisible. Okay, and now let's get into the 5 other books that I just got because we were walking past them and I was like, some of these are on my TBR and some of these I have heard of and know vaguely what they're about. And then some of these, I have no clue what these are, but they sound interesting. So we have Promise by Rachel Eliza Griffiths, and this is a historical fiction novel, and it tells the story of 2 Black sisters growing up in small town New England to protect their home, their bodies, and their dreams as the civil rights movement sweeps the nation in this searing debut. I got an e-arc of this. I started a while ago, didn't pick it back up. It was interesting, just life got away from me, and so I'm excited to jump back into that. Then we have a Drop of Venom by Sajni Patel. This is part of the Rick Riordan Presents imprint. This is the YA version, like the YA aspect. Yeah, I actually started this on the way home. Like, we stopped for Panera Bread, and so I just started reading it. And this is a Medusa retelling with Indian-inspired mythology that deals with misogyny, patriarchy. It deals with sexual assault and surviving sexual assault. It deals with trust and finding yourself, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm already captivated by the, like, 9 pages that I've read already. Then we have A Nearby Country Called Love by Salar Abdo. And this says, amid the alleyways of the Zamzam neighborhood of Zehran, a woman lights herself on fire in a desperate act of defiance, setting off a chain reaction of violence and protest. Haunted by the woman's death, Issa is forced to confront the contradiction of his own family history, throughout which his late brother Hashim, a prominent queer artist in Tehran's underground, has defied their father, a skilled martial artist bound to traditional notions of honor and masculinity. Issa soon finds himself thrown into a circle of people living on the margins of society, negotiating a razor-like code of conduct that rewards loyalty and encourages aggression and intolerance in equal measure. As the city explodes around him, Issa realized that it is the little acts of kindness that matter most, the everyday humanity of individuals finding love and doing right by one another. Then we have Wish of the Wicked by Danielle Page. This is a Cinderella retelling that takes a twist on it. We have Pharaoh and she is an Entente, and they have served as magical advisors to the queen. Their wisdom and foresight kept the 13 queendoms in harmony, and then apparently a new queen comes and like takes over, and it's up to Pharaoh to somehow stop her, but she has to get the prince to fall in love with her, and so she decides that she's going to go to this ball, hence the Cinderella retelling coming into play. And I just really love this cover. It says revenge is pure magic. I can't remember what the revenge aspect of it is, but I do... Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. It's not... Well, she's not the Cinderella aspect. It says a fairy godmother novel. Interesting. Interesting. So is there going to be a Cinderella character? Okay, and then the last one is called The King is Dead. There we go, by Benjamin Dean. For some reason that name is familiar to me and I can't remember why. I don't know. But this is about an alternate universe where a black kid is named the heir to the throne when the Queen of England or the King of England, dies or something like that. Yeah, the king dies. Yep. It says, as the first black heir to the British throne, James is no stranger to the burden of the crown. While he would prefer the shadows to the limelight, his duty is to the kingdom, so when he falls for a handsome palace intern, they swear each other to secrecy. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be messy. I'm hoping that it talks about, you know, some of the awful history of the British throne and that imperialist aspect of it, but, you know. But yeah, these are all the books that I got from the library. This unexpected, huge library haul. These are due in like 3 weeks, most of them. The picture books, I have no excuse for. Like, I have a feeling that at least I will read them. And if something happens that least of them need to be renewed, then I do have that option, so that's promising. The novels, I'm going to make a concerted effort to get through them. You might be seeing some vlog projects pop up where it's like I read my library loans, because that's just apparently how I have to get through my TBRs, by creating projects around them. But yeah, I will definitely be using my library in a physical manner more. I used to love the library, love going there. I have such fond memories of going to 2 specific libraries back when we lived in, before we moved and we lived in another city, and I remember my dad would take me every Tuesday and Thursday because I was in a chess class, and at least one of those days I was coming home with a stack of books that I would then read and bring back the next week, and it just, you know, created this cycle. So I did used to use the library quite a bit, and I have amassed my own personal library, but I do want to be more, not choosy, but more conscientious of the books that I pay money to bring into my collection going forward. I mean, there's always going to be certain auto-buy authors that, like, without a doubt, I'm going to purchase their latest books. But for other authors, if I can try out or preview their book via the library, and then I know for a fact whether or not I want to add it to my personal permanent collection. And yeah, it's a balance. You can be a personal library girly and a public library girly at the same time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this very impromptu project. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, you should do that, and make sure you click the notification bell so you're notified every time I release a new video. All of my socials are down below, as well as a link to my Pango bookshop, my Etsy shop, and to join my book club's Discord, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
I ain't living for the moment. I see what's mine and I want it. Hungry like a Pac-Man. I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman. I'm Naruto with a Hanzo. Got a sharp mind like I'm Einstein. Plus I'm copywriting, so it's all mine. Check it for me, I'm in the sky.